first envisioned coming to Spain, I saw neat Spanish villas on the coastline and rolling hills. An image that was quickly erased as I found myself in Barcelona. With over 2 million people packed like sardines, Barcelona is the most densely populated city in the world. I quickly realised that I would be adjusting not to the culture of Spain only, but to the life in a big city, something that I had never experienced. In the beginning, I was immediately smitten with the dense layers, narrow streets, and vibrancy of the city. But as time wore on, I started to feel a little bit cramped in my surroundings. This fast pace made me feel like the concrete jungle was closing in around me, and I had to find a way to find some respite. But luckily I found a number of parks in the city that fulfilled this. Park Güell, which was designed by the architectural lord of Barcelona, Antoni Gaudí, offered unique walking areas, colourful patterns, unique seating arrangements, fantastic views of the city. Montjuic, which was home to the 1992 Olympics and the original Dream Team, also offered a nice park area to walk around in, with several green spaces and a 13th century castle to explore. Another Barcelona's parks, the Parc de la Ciutadella, offered another great place to hang out, whether to just relax, or to shoot some hoops, maybe play some sports, and also offered a great place where we can just escape the pressures of studying in the big city and just act silly for a while.
Did anyone see that?
And although these places were great, they didn't always offer the type of break I was looking for. Oftentimes they were too crowded, too touristy, or just not far enough out of the city for me. So after a few weeks of this, I decided I needed a bit of time away from the city. A friend of mine and I decided to try thumbing it up to the Pyrenees foothills and do a little hiking, and we saw some beautiful mountain ranges. Another weekend, a few friends and I went up to the Alps to do some more hiking, and getting up into these mountain areas was great. These trips to the mountains turned out to be just exactly what I was needing. They were a chance to refresh and regroup. And as I travelled back to the city, I was determined to find that same sense of place that I found in the mountains in Barcelona. I found that the way to do this was not to run from the city, but to become completely immersed in it. I had to get away from the tourist traps and find my own place. The places I found were not really in any guidebook. These were places in the city that I had to dig deep within the layers to find. Some of these places include abandoned buildings, an old Civil War bunker wrought with graffiti, and an old cemetery outside the city. These spaces offer me ample time to think, relax, sketch or draw, and just really focus on what I had seen in the city that day and how my experience was going. And sometimes it was best to just sit in my room and recount my experiences with friends back home, which made me feel even better about them and even more excited to get to know the city as best I could and to really enjoy my time here. So by embracing my surroundings and immersing myself within them, I was able to adapt to life in the city and ended up loving my time here in a metropolis.